Styles, and you're watching BrettO Live.
What is going on, guys? BrettO Live back with another video, and today we have the Week in Review episode 132. This is where we go over Raw and SmackDown in a setup style. This is the final Monday Night Raw with all the superstars jumbled up. After the Crown Jewel this Thursday, we're going to have a straight-up SmackDown and Raw roster. I'm really excited for that. But yes, anyways, this is Monday Night Raw. It was boring. That's basically all I have to say. It was boring, but we're going to get into it again. Starting over here, it was a no-holds-barred interview between Goldberg and Bobby Lashley, the two men that are facing off at the Crown Jewel. And by the time this video is uploaded, the Crown Jewel already happened. How crazy is that? But yes, the interview was all right. Bobby Lashley basically just saying more on how he's offended on how Goldberg said he's trying to kill him, and the no-holds-barred match. It was all right. I found this pretty pointless. I would have preferred more of like a contract signing type thing. But yeah, that was just all right. Moving over here. Oh, I'm so disappointed. I am so disappointed. All right. Doudrop, Shayna Baszler, one-on-one semifinals. Winner goes on to face Zelina Vega to become the queen of the ring. And I'm like, Shayna, you better win. Shayna, you got this. Let's go freaking Shayna Baszler. Because I'm actually a fan of Shayna. That's like one of my favorite women's wrestlers. And she didn't win. She didn't win. Doudrop won. I'm like, what? No. It was like Doudrop, she held on in the Karafuda clutch for like a good minute and then just randomly turned it around into a pinning combination. I'm like, no, you've got to be kidding me. But yes, it's going to be Doudrop going up against Zelina Vega, and Doudrop's going to be queen of the ring. That's so freaking pathetic. I'm so disappointed in that. I wanted it to be Shayna. Oh, she's literally got all the accolades. She's a heel. Perfect for the freaking queen of the ring. What the crap? Oh, man, whatever. Moving over here is Jeff Hardy versus Austin Theory again. Oh, my God. These freaking repeat matches are getting freaking frustrating. Again, Austin Theory, Jeff Hardy, again. R-Truth accepted the match on Jeff Hardy's behalf, so that was kind of weird. Austin Theory thought he was going up against R-Truth, but it was actually Jeff Hardy. That was kind of pointless. But yeah, the match was all right. Austin Theory was able to pick up the victory. I'm like, what? Why? Oh my God. But yeah, Austin Theory was able to pick up the victory. I guess this kind of makes sense because Jeff's going over to SmackDown. Theory's staying on Raw. So I don't know. Make a fresh start for Jeff on SmackDown then. But then after the match, Jeff Hardy was able to hit a twist of fate on Austin Theory and then take a selfie with him instead of Theory taking selfies with his unconscious body on the floor. So I guess that was kind of cool. But yeah, Hardy lost again. Moving over here, it was Big E and Drew McIntyre going up against Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode again. Drew and Big E are tagging together again. Why? Why would you want to coexist before you face each other one-on-one at the Crown Jewel? What is that? I don't understand. But they went up against Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. 2-on-2 tag match. I still freaking want it to happen. I still want Ziggler and Roode to freaking break up. Have Roode be the heel. Have Ziggler be the face. Trust me, it'll work out amazing. Just do it. But yes, anyways, in the end, Big E was able to hit the big ending on Robert Roode, I believe, and pick up the victory. And then they basically Drew and Big E were on the same. They were on the same page during the entire match, and then they just got serious after the match, of course, because they're fighting this Thursday. But yeah, that was all right. Not my favorite part of the show at all. Moving over here, we had Xavier Woods going up against Jinder Mahal one-on-one, and I was a little worried. that Jinder Mahal was going to win this match on some points, but he didn't. Xavier Woods was able to beat Jinder Mahal, go into the finals match, and later in the night, Finn Balor went up against Mace. And I thought this was so weird. Check this out. Before the match, they had the little semifinals animations around the ring, and I'm like, wait a minute. No. This is not a semifinals match. This match has nothing to do with the King of the Ring. Mace has no opportunity here. This is a bunch of bullcrap. For whatever reason, they had those animations up for semifinals, but Finn Balor already made his way into the finals match. Like, what? Oh, man, probably just an editing error. But yeah, Finn Balor was able to pick up the victory over Mace, and then they had a little confrontation on the outside. I thought this was kind of cool. You had Woods with all the King gear on. Finn Balor getting a little anxious. I really want Finn Balor to turn heel and be king. I really don't want Woods to be king. I just think that would... I could get down with it, but I just would rather have Finn Balor be king and be a heel instead of like the Prince, the King, Finn Balor, King Balor, or King Finn. I don't know. That just sounds cool. King Woods... King Xavier Woods. I don't know. It just doesn't flow as good. Moving over here was RK Bro, Matt Riddle, and Randy Orton going up against the Street Profits in a 2-on-2 tag team match. This match didn't really do anything for me. it just wasn't really that good. In the end, AJ Styles was able to hit a sneak attack on Randy Orton, because Randy Orton's been hitting all these RKOs lately over the past couple of weeks, sneaking them on AJ Styles. So AJ Styles finally sneaked a phenomenal form to Randy Orton there on Randy Orton, and then made a disqualification of a match, and then just destroyed the Street Profits, destroyed Riddle. And I was like, okay, they kind of just ruined the match, but I guess, AJ Styles getting a little payback. But in my opinion, pretty boring. Moving over here, it was Mansoor versus Cedric Alexander in a one-on-one match. This match was okay. In the end, we saw Mansoor hit a really cool neck breaker on Cedric Alexander on the outside to the inside of the ring. I thought it was a pretty cool maneuver. He was able to pick up the victory with that maneuver. And then after the match, Ali came out, and he's like, Mansoor. And then Mansoor just had enough. He's like, shut up. And then he got all serious for the crown jewel. So Mansoor is definitely picking up the victory at the crown jewel. There's no way he's losing in his hometown. There's no freaking way. Moving over here, it was the main event of the show. It was Bianca Belair. With her sights set on being a double champion, she has that SmackDown triple threat match at the Crown Jewel, and she had a main event match against Charlotte for the Raw Women's Championship. She had an opportunity to become a two-time champ, but she technically failed. Charlotte got herself intentionally disqualified with a steel chair, and then Bianca was able to get the steel chair, get a couple shots in on Charlotte, but then it basically was just a bullcrap ending, and then Bianca was on top. It was so stupid. It was just pointless. But yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do now, because Charlotte's headed over to SmackDown with the Raw Women's Championship, and Becky Lynch is headed over to Raw with the SmackDown Women's Championship, which is just weird. So we'll have to see what they're gonna do with that. Maybe a swapping of the titles. But yeah, it was just alright. I didn't really enjoy the match either. But yeah, guys, that was Monday Night Raw. I was just so freaking bored throughout the entire thing. I don't know about you guys, but I just find this show just so freaking just boring and just so boring. I'm gonna give it a 1 out of 5. I was so bored, so freaking bored throughout the entire thing. I don't know if it's just me. Let me know down in the comments down below what you guys actually really think about Monday Night Raw. I just get so freaking bored the entire time. Like, the first 10 minutes go by and I'm like, okay, when's this show gonna be over? When is this gonna be over? Like, seriously. But yeah, Monday Night Raw, 1 out of 5. Let's jump into SmackDown. Into SmackDown, we're going to jump right in. But before we do, just want to clarify, I did film that Raw part of the video before Crown Jewel, so that's why it might have been worded a little weird, because of course the Crown Jewel didn't happen at the filming of the Raw part of the video. But anyways, SmackDown, amazing show in my opinion. I loved almost everything about this show, so without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off first, we opened up the show with this absolute mayhem. Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman came out, and Roman Reigns, he was on the fence with Paul. He was like, Paul, are you really on my side, or is this just a big charade? Should I even affiliate myself with you? Are you on my side? Who'd you throw the title to? This, that, just questioning Paul Heyman. And then, of course, Brock Lesnar posted the tweet yesterday night after the Crown Jewel. When I arrive to SmackDown, I will beat Roman Reigns senseless, and he did not lie. I really didn't think he was going to come out, but he did. Brock Lesnar made his appearance known, popped out. He didn't waste any time. Walked right over here at the edge of the ring, ran right in, started destroying Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns tried to hit him with the title right away, didn't work out. Got him to the outside. Looked like he was about to send him through the announcer's desk, but then the Usos come out from under the ring, and then they attack Brock Lesnar, but then Brock Lesnar was able to get the best of the Usos there, and then Brock Lesnar just started going mayhem on everybody. A referee, a cameraman, some WWE superstars from the locker room started coming out. He was just going ham on everybody. I'm surprised he didn't put his hands on Michael Cole, but yeah, it was an amazing, super hype way to open up the show, and I'm so glad that Brock Lesnar is not done with Roman Reigns. I'm so glad he's not just moving on, like Brock Lesnar's just, he's gone, he's done, this is what he did, he's leaving. No, Brock Lesnar is here to stay, and he is having another match with Roman Reigns in the near future. I don't know where they're going to have the match, because the next pay-per-view is Survivor Series, and more than likely Reigns is going to be fighting Big E at Survivor Series, so I don't know when Lesnar and Reigns are going to face each other, but they're definitely going to be facing each other. I love the way that they started the show. Moving over here, we had the debut of Hit Row, Isaiah Swerve Scott, Top Dollar, B-Fab, and Ashante Adonis. Pretty cool group. By the way that they displayed themselves, I think they're coming up from NXT here as faces, which I think is pretty cool. I only have an Isaiah Swerve Scott figure, so I thought I'd just pop them up here. They just beat up some local competitors, and fun fact, those are like the first local competitors we've seen in like over a year or two. That's crazy. I feel like we haven't seen local competitors in forever, like the jobbers that they just send out there to get beat up. I feel like we haven't seen those in forever, but they sent them out there. Hit Row was able to pick up the victory, and they looked pretty good. I thought it wasn't too bad. Moving over here with the opening match of the night, it was Drew McIntyre with an open challenge, and I was like, ooh, who is going to respond to this open challenge? None other than Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn comes out talking about the conspiracy, all this bullcrap, and he's like, you know what, Drew, you could pop in here like a big bully, jumping in on SmackDown, this, that. It didn't work out too well for Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn started counting down from 3, about to maybe steal a move from Drew McIntyre, the Claymore, and then Drew McIntyre was able to hit the Claymore on Sami Zayn instead of Sami hitting a move on Drew, which I thought was pretty cool. Drew definitely displaying his dominance here on SmackDown pretty early. I thought that was pretty good. Decent match. Moving over here, it was Happy Corbin going up against Shinsuke Nakamura one-on-one. You had Madcap Moss and Rick Boogs on ringside. There was a little controversy between them, distracting Shin a little bit in order for Happy Corbin to pick up the victory, hit an end of days, and then 1, 2, 3. I don't think anybody's ever kicked out of the end of days. I really don't think there has been a person to kick out of the end of days. If I'm like just starting to realize that. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, Corbin was able to pick up the victory, and you gotta think that's gonna set himself up for a Intercontinental Championship match in the future, which I could definitely see Happy Corbin as IC champ. As far as the match goes, it was all right. Moving over here, we had the inauguration of King Xavier, and you guys know how I feel about Xavier Woods beating Finn Balor at the Crown Jewel. Not a fan of it. If you guys watch my live stream, I don't even want to talk about it anymore, but we're just going to face it. Xavier Woods is the king, and I'm interested to see what he's going to do. I really thought Finn Balor was going to pop out here and be like, enough of this bull crap, enough of this, and just turn heel, but no, there was no sign of anybody. They didn't start any rivalries. They just inaugurated Xavier Woods as the king, and basically Kofi Kingston just basically praised him the entire time. It was okay. Moving over here, they ended the show with this swapping of the titles, what I was kind of afraid they were going to do between Becky Lynch and Charlotte, but they did it anyway. They basically just swapped titles, very sketchy, like sketchiness, they just like passed them to each other. Charlotte dropped the title twice. She dropped it twice. The Raw and the SmackDown Women's Championship, she dropped both titles twice, which I thought was pretty odd. And then Sasha Banks, always trying to make it about her, pops out for whatever reason. And then I'm not the biggest fan of Becky Lynch, but I like the way that she left. She was just like, you know what? I'm out of here. You guys do your thing. I'm going to Monday Night Raw. I thought that was kind of funny. And I actually thought that was pretty decent what Becky Lynch said. I thought that was pretty cool. But it just ended in an all-out brawl between Charlotte and Sasha Banks. And Sasha Banks wants the SmackDown Women's Championship, basically. That's how they ended the show. But yeah, as far as the show goes, in a whole, I thought it was a really good show. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I was just entertained most of the time. And I loved this. It was so good. Oh my gosh, such a cool way to start the show. But yeah, guys, that is the SmackDown part of the video. Again, 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed the debut of Hit Row. I enjoyed the matches. I enjoyed the beginning. I thought it was great. And that has been the Week in Review. Really, you guys enjoyed. BrettO Live out.